Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Darryl Hammond's here. He's somewhere roaming around. A regular on the show, a very funny comic. A guy who I admire this guy because he's the direct opposite of lazy like me. This guy's working it, and he's got a podcast going. He's becoming known as the relationship guru on podcasts.
Yeah, man.
Dante Nero's here. What's up, Dante?
Happening? Good to see you, bro.
It's
Good to
odd
be
that you're
back.
the relationship Nero. I mean, the relationship guru.
Well, like for men to
Yeah,
learn
like
to
the-
be manly.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think we're like the feminists and the women's right movement is kind of it's emasculating men.
Well, let me say this. You know why I believe you?
Why is
Because
that?
you're wearing a fox fur maroon coat.
Burgundy. I like
Burgundy.
wine.
A
Let's go with
burgundy
wine.
That's
maroon
not
fur
fox
coat.
fur,
Fox.
is it?
That's fox.
Wow.
I've got an eye for this. I originally thought badger.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
made from fox
He's very
fur.
serious.
Yeah,
Like
Wow.
about 3 foxes had to die for that.
a little more than
And
that.
you don't
Yeah.
care.
No,
Right, of course you don't care. See, that's why you know how to handle women.
Yeah.
You look like you're about to go pick up 14 envelopes from 14 different women.
I could probably do that.
Were you at one time a pimp?
Yes. Yeah.
Now explain the kind of natural skill you need to be a pimp. Like you have to have a certain power over women.
You know-
and are any women vulnerable to this? Like the girl I'm dating, if you spent 5 minutes with her, could you turn her over?
You don't ever make somebody do something they don't want to do. They gotta already want to do it.
Right.
What you're just doing is showing the options so that they go, oh, this is a good idea.
Okay, so so in other words, if you take a girl I'm dating, a hypothetical girl,
Yeah.
we'll leave my fiance out of this. Well, a hypothetical girl I've dated,
Right.
and you present her with the option of dating me or having sex with men for money. You think a lot of them would pick me?
Well, absolutely.
I doubt it. I think they'd always go for the money.
Here's something I was dating this girl and I had a lamp, like one of those standing lamps.
Right.
And you know how like the little plastic thing on the lamp broke.
Yeah.
And so every time I went to turn the lamp on, I had to get pliers to turn it because you couldn't
Right.
turn it. And one day I came home, the girl was in my house, and the plastic piece was on the lamp.
Okay.
So I was like, where did this come from? So she went to the store, found the same lamp, stole the plastic thing off.
Stole it?
Stole it off and put it on the lamp so I wouldn't have.
You're kidding me.
That's pimping.
Wow.
Yeah,
that is pimping.
That is.
I can't get a chick to make me a sandwich. That is unbelievable. So you know. So how many different women would you run at a time?
At my best, 12.
12. Wow. You know what? I was on Howard Stern once with Snoop Dogg, and he claimed 13. He's got you by 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is Snoop.
He also claimed that he would beat the women with sneakers when they misbehaved.
There's different kinds of pimps. I mean, you can be a gorilla pimp,
Which is what?
a guy who's physically but you really
It
want
doesn't sound like you want a gorilla pimp.
No, you want to be a guy who can talk to a woman and
smooth
kind of understand where she's coming from.
How would you settle disputes with the woman? Like, say she's like, I don't want to give you your money. I want to give you half of your money.
Oh, that doesn't happen. I don't know how you would solve that. That doesn't happen.
That never happened.
No, I mean, no, because it's like they want to. What's interesting about it is that, like when you're in a marriage, the same principles apply.
Right.
So what I'm kind of doing is taking those principles and applying it to square relationships.
Wow. Okay.
Because I think what happens is when
You're taking pimp principles to.
and put it to square.
So let's hear an
relationships.
example of that.
All right, so like if you and I are friends,
Right.
so once we're friends, we go, okay, we're friends and we're just good. I mean, you need me, I need you,
Buddy, whatever.
and we just whatever. There's no qualms about that. You can't treat your woman that way.
Okay.
Like you always have to maintain an attraction. She should always be jealous.
Okay.
So you have to be attractive to other women so that she understands that you're still a viable entity to other people.
Okay.
And if she thinks you're a viable entity to other people, then she will always be fighting to please you.
All right. That's
it
interesting.
makes-
Okay, but that's okay. I understand what you're saying, but that's a hard thing to pull off. You know.
I mean, it's not because we do that to get a woman.
Okay.
So the same thing that gets a woman is the same thing that keeps a woman.
All right.
The same thing that gets a guy is not the same thing that keeps a guy. Like, for instance, to get a guy, all you have to do is have a vagina and be there.
Right.
To keep a guy, it's a whole list of other things that you have to do. That you have to tap into this what this guy likes.
But don't you think you're particularly skilled at the relationship thing? Some guys are just born that way.
I think it kind of happens. Even the guys who are born that way, it kind of happens in an accidental way.
Right.
Like you do things and it works, and then you just keep doing those things.
Okay.
So, but you can teach it. I can teach it.
Yeah, but that's a whole other skill entirely. The fact that you're able to kind of like verbalize this is stuff that, I mean, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Maybe,
Let's say it the way white guys would say it. It's scary as hell.
I never thought about that. I mean, I never thought to conceptualize that and present it as a way to teach people.
You ever been divorced? You ever been divorced? No.
No.
But if you're divorced, you were like, man, I should have conceptualized this.
Now, are you divorced?
I'm divorced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what happened there?
Well, the concept that anytime a relationship doesn't work, I think it's because it's the guy's fault.
Okay.
Because a woman is a reflection of the guy that she's sleeping with.
Oh, really? Well, thank God my girlfriend's not a reflection of me.
Well, I mean, in terms
Not
of
looking like
right,
it.
no, but she's a reflection. God, I hope she's not a reflection of me either. But if you're, so say you look at somebody like a woman who's a poet. If you're abusive to a poet, chances are she's not going to write poetry.
What if my abuse rhymes?
She might have abusive poems.
Bitch, you suck, so you better duck. No, that's pretty good. So if I was dating Sylvia Plath, that wouldn't work.
That probably wouldn't work. So I think you cultivate certain things in her. It's the same token if she's an aggressive woman and you're putting up with it. I was talking to a guy today. A guy called me up, and he has this girl who she was like a punk rock. He's from England,
Right.
and he became a vegetarian to get her.
Okay.
Now he's married to her, right? And his body kind of looks like a bag of wet laundry. So he wants to add protein. He wants to eat meat, and now he can't eat meat because she's forbidden him to bring meat in the house.
Oh my God.
So he says, "Oh, she's a great girl, and this, but she forbids me to have meat in the house." And I go, "She's not a great girl,
Yeah.
because she's dictating what your diet is.
Exactly.
Like, you're a grown man. How is a woman telling you what you should eat and what you shouldn't
Like
eat?"
I'm on a kidney dialysis machine. I need protein. Do you mind?
Exactly.
No, I know some women. See, that's the thing. You gave the woman an inch there,
Right.
and they'll take everything.
Sure.
You know what I
sure.
mean? They'll just extract it from you. You know?
And I guess that's where Snoop would
The sneaker,
chime in with the
sneaker
sneakers.
came in.
Right, exactly. That's where the sneakers.
I always wondered why he would come in with a bunch of weed and smoke it and admit to assaulting women and never get arrested. And then I would get arrested for doing 45 and a 30. You got to know people. All right, can you stick around?
Sure.
I love that. What's the name of your podcast?
It's called The Beige Phillips Show.
The Beige Phillips Show.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be right back.
It's like Dr. Phil.
Dr.
but
Phil.
I'm beige.
Oh, okay. That's nice. I like that. We'll be right back with Dante Nero.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.